In this class we will talk about linear inequalities. This is your third chapter. Before going into deep, we should know some basics about linear inequalities. What do you know about inequality? Okay, inequality means not equal. Then opposite equal. Okay. Not as same. Everything you said are same, has the same meaning. Actually, literal inequality means that when we say about equal or equal condition or equality condition, actually we will say some quantity will be exactly equal to some quantity. In equality condition we will say like this, but in inequality condition still one quantity is related to another quantity, but it will be on still both will be in a relation, but like less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. We will not include this not equal to condition in inequalities. Okay, when we say about inequalities, it can have four possibilities. First quantity can be less than or equal to second quantity, or first quantity can be less than second quantity. Similarly, greater than or greater than. Okay, and also in this topic we will see about how we will develop the inequalities from the descriptive problem. Descriptive na, they will give a passage, and from that passage or from that paragraph we want to create or we want to construct a inequality. Okay, for example, in age related problem we have seen like they will give some problem in as descriptive. For an example, the father is 5 times older than his son. What we will do? We will construct the algebraic structure for this sentence. How it will look like? Father is 5 times the age of his son. We will write like f equal to 5 into s. This descriptive problem gave us the equality condition. Equal than irukku. Similarly, in this chapter also we will have one descriptive passage or descriptive problem. From that problem, if we create or construct any algebraic structure, definitely it will look like a inequality algebraic structure. Okay, definitely it will contain less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or greater than. For an example, I am saying let me take this example. A machine 1 can work for at least 2 hours. Okay, for this problem I will write the algebraic structure for this as the working hours of a machine. At least 2 means that can be greater than 2 also. So at least 2 na, what will I do? What will I put na? Greater than or equal to. I will give some keywords and respective inequalities later, but for now, for this question, for this statement, I will write the algebraic structure like this. If I take the working hours of a machine as h, I can write h greater than or equal to 2. This is how I will develop the inequalities from the descriptive problem. Okay, uh, if we construct the algebraic structure for the problem now, it can have either one variable or two variables, and it can have more than two variables also, depending on the problem. And also after this we will see what are all the forms can be in what are all forms are in a linear inequalities. As I said before, greater than or equal to, greater than, less than or equal to, less than are the various situation or various conditions in the inequality problems. We will see an example for everything. After this we should know how to graph the equations and linear inequality equations or linear inequation. Okay, wow. We should know how to graph the given equation. We will see later. Till this we will see these three topics first. After that we can go to the next three topics. You should know how to construct a algebraic structure. In the last class itself, in simultaneous linear equation, in simple linear equations itself, we have seen how to create an algebraic equation from the descriptive problem. Here also we will do the same. First we will see how to graph the given equation. Okay, wow. I am giving an example. Let's say x plus y equal to 2. Okay, wow. Is this equation is a linear equation or linear inequation? X plus y equal to 2. Linear equation since this equation has equal symbol. Equal symbol is the equation. Less than or equal to or greater than or equal to alla irundhuchu appadina adu linear inequation. Okay, va? So I want to graph this x plus y equal to 2. How we will do? Do you know any techniques for to graph a linear equation? Have you studied any methods or any technique for this? Have you remember anything? How can graph a, how we can graph a linear equation? Okay. Okay. You guessed somewhat correct. If you want to graph a linear equation, simply two steps. Substitute x equal to 0 and get the value of y. Similarly, substitute y equal to 0 and get the value of x. Sometimes you can see the situation like I substituted x equal to 0 and I will get y equal to 0. If you do the reverse now, again you will get x axis 0. Okay, in this situation what you need to do now, substitute any value, any small value for x, say 1, you can get the value for y. Okay, if you want to graph a linear equation now, simply two steps. Substitute x equal to 0 and get the value of y, and do the vice versa. You will get 2 points from this. For an example, 0 comma, if I get 5 now, 0 comma 5. For the value of 0 for y, if I get the value 6 for x now, I will get the points 0 comma 6 comma 0. Okay, this is how I will construct. I will get 2 points from the equation. After getting 2 points, if I plot these 2 points now, I can graph the given equation. Okay, as of now I want to draw a graph for x plus 2, x plus y equal to 2. What will be our first step? I have x plus y equal to 2. What will we do in the first step? Substitute x equal to 0. What will I get? 0 plus y equal to 2. I will get 2 for y. Amava. Similarly, second step, substitute y equal to 0. What will I get? X is equal to 2. From this I can write x, we will write the points as x comma y dana. So 0 comma 2. Amava. In that situation my value for x is 0 and y is 2. So I will write 0 comma 2. In this situation, whether I will write 0 comma 2 or 2 comma 0. Why? First we want to write x, then y. So adanala I will get the point as 2 comma 0. Okay, wow. With this I can easily graph the given equation. First I need to define the units. Kindly draw the graph very neatly. For example, if you take this gap for 1 centimeter na, you should take the same gap in every axis. Okay, va? In the mala draw panakudadu. For an example, I am taking this gap for 1 units, and in y I am taking this gaps for 1 unit na, graph will not be in a proper manner. Okay, va? So you should graph, define a units like this, and 0 comma 2 where it will be. This is positive x axis, negative x axis, positive y axis, negative y axis.
0 comma 2
0 comma 2 means it will be here. 0 comma 2. 2 comma 0. In x I want to see 2. So in x la 2 inga irukum. 0 na it will not go up. So ange da irukum. So I will get 2 comma 0 here. If you connect these 2 points na, this is the graph for x plus y equal to 2. So this is the line we draw. Okay, va? As of now, we drawn a graph for x plus y equal to 2. Hereafter, I want a graph for x plus y less than or equal to 2. In this case, what will you do?
Separate one. X plus y is equal to 2.
Okay. As you said, if I have x plus y less than or equal to 2, this equation comes under linear inequation. Linear equation or linear inequation? Linear inequation, or we can say it as linear inequalities. Okay, va? So if it is in a linear inequation, if I can separate these as two equations, I will separate as 2. For an example, x plus y equal to 2 and x plus y less than 2. Okay, va? After this separation, I will have linear equation sometimes. If you have that equation, you can go with this and you can draw one graph. So as we did before, we can draw the graph for this x plus y equal to 2. After this, the difference between linear equation and linear inequation is linear, note this point, linear equation will gives you the point on that particular line. ஓகேவா? ஆனால் in linear inequality cases it will give the solution space. Solution space means we can get n number of points that will be the solution for that line. Example, we have this equation x plus y equal to 2. ஆமாவா? For this the graph will looks like it will pass through 0 comma 2 and 2 comma 0. So if I draw the line for this equation now, it will look like this. What and all points can be the solution for this equation now? In another, what points can be the solution for this equation? That's what my question. For an example, if I take x equal to 1, I'll get 1 for y. Similarly, if I take this will give 1 comma 1 now. Similarly, if I take x equal to 2, we have done this before, so skip it. If I take x equal to 3, what will I get for y? 3 na 3 plus y equal to 2, I'll get y equal to minus 1. So this will be like 3 comma minus 1 na. Similarly, if I take y equal to 3, I'll get x minus 1. So this will be like minus 1 comma 3. If you substitute these points now, or if you plot this point now, definitely it will be on this particular line. புரியுதா என்ன சொல்றேன்னு? 1 comma 1 will be here, 3 comma minus 1, 3 comma minus 1 will be here, minus 1 comma 3, minus 1 comma 3 will be here. So the solution points, these are all the solutions: 1 comma 1, 2 comma 0, 0 comma 2, minus 3 comma 1, 1 comma minus 3, sorry, minus 1 comma plus 3, plus 3 comma minus 1. These all are the solutions for that line. If I plot that points now, it will be definitely on that particular line. This is what I said before in this point. Linear equation will gives you the points, will gives you the set of points that will be on the particular line. அந்த லைன் மேலேயே தான் அது இருக்கும். புரிஞ்சுதா? ஆனால் if you draw the graph for linear inequalities now, you will get sometimes you will get the points that will be on the particular line. If it is a less than or greater than inequality now, you will get a solution space. Less than or equality and less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, less than and greater than. For all of these 4 conditions, you will get a solution space. In less than or equal to and greater than or equal to condition itself, you will get the points on that particular line. Let's see. Take this x plus y less than or equal to 2, and I want to graph this now. I will consider this equality. So for now, my equation will have this graph. But this is the graph for this equation. But namakku enna venum? I want the graph for x plus y less than or equal to 2 dana. So as I said before, if you have linear inequality, definitely you will have another solution space. That is the important point. Solution space na I will shade na color panna porom. I will shade some part of the graph, definitely, for the linear inequality graphs. So for that line I have two sides. It can be either this side or this side. Okay va? In the side how we will define na, substituting some point, taking some points from this side, and I will substitute in this equation whether that point satisfy that particular inequality na, I will shade this part, or else I will take another point from this side, I will substitute in this inequality. If that point satisfy the particular equation na, I will shade this part. Okay va? Steps enna? Take one point from, take 2 points from each side of a line. Okay va? And substitute in the given equation shade will be happen, or I will shade the part which has the point that satisfies the linear inequation. Okay va? So our first step is to take 2 points from each side. So na enna pannanum, I want to take 2 points from each side. So I am going to take, most of the time choose the point that will be on the line. Okay va? It will be very very easy to substitute, and also you can take that points very easily. If I take this point na, I want to confirm this point will not be on that line அப்படினா நான் consider பண்ணணும். But if you take the points on the axis na, it will be very easy to take from each of the sides. So அதனால if I take this point na, what will be the point? This is 1, this is 2. 0 comma minus 2. I want to take this point from that side. What will be the point? 0 comma 4. Amava. So now I took 2 points, 0 comma minus 2, sorry, minus 2 comma 0 actually, that is. This will be minus 2 comma 0 dana. Adhe mari this is also 4 comma 0, not 0 comma 4. So I took 2 points from the x-axis. This point is on the side of 2 and this point is in the side of 1. So I want to substitute these points in the given equation. My equation is x plus y less than or equal to 2. So substitute these two values, minus 2 for x and 0 for y, less than or equal to 2. This will gives us minus 2 less than or equal to 2. Similarly, in this side I will get 4 less than or equal to 2. Amava? Which one is correct? Which one is actually satisfying the condition? This or this? We know that minus 2 is less than or 2. This can't be equal to 2, but it is less than 2. இது கரெக்டா இருக்கா? ஆனா இந்த சைடுல பாருங்களேன், 4 cannot be equal to 2. At the same time 4 is greater than 2, not 4 is less than 2. ஆமா தானே, 4 தானே பெருசு. ஸோ இங்கே ரெண்டுமே தப்பாகுதா? So in the case this point is not satisfying my conditions, but this point is satisfying my equation at one situation. ஆமாவா இன்னொரு situationல satisfy பண்ணல but ஆனால் one situation it is satisfying my conditions. So I will shade which part, 1 or 2? This is belong to second part, this is belong to first part. Second part I will shade. For an example, this is how I will shade the this side. Alright. So this is how we will graph the linear inequalities graphs. So you should remember these 3 points. So take 2 points on either side of a line and you want to substitute those 2 points in that equation. You will shade or you want to shade the part which has the point that satisfies the given equation. If I conclude this part now, your need is draw the graph for linear inequalities. We know how linear inequalities looks like. It can be like x plus y less than or equal to, or it can be x plus y less than 2, or it can be x plus y greater than or equal to, or it can be x plus y greater than 2. These are the 4 cases of the linear inequalities. My need is to draw the graph for these 4 inequalities. In this situation, what will be our first step now? I will take x plus y equal to 2 for all of these scenarios, irrespective of whether it is having the equalities or not. I will take x plus y equal to for all of these cases. This is the first step. Second step will be, as we discussed it before, we know how to draw a graph for linear equation. So step 1, step 2 another. Put x equal to 0, I will get the value of y. Put y equal to 0, I will get the value for x, and I will construct 2 points as this, and I will substitute these 2 points. I will plot these 2 points and I will get a graph. I will get a graph for only linear equation, not linear inequation in the step 2. Step 3 is what you have said in this part will all comes under step 3. So in this step 3, I will take 2 points on the each side, from each sides, on the either sides, and I will substitute those 2 points and I will shade. So this is how we will draw the graph for linear inequalities. Okay, the difference between this graph and this graph will be if this is the x plus y equal to 2 line. Similarly, consider this as a linear equation for x plus y equal to 2. Okay, in these 2 equations also I will consider this. After that, I will take 2 points from either sides. After substitute I will get one side shade pannuva. So for this example, I got this part. So in this case also I will shade this part, but difference is like in this first scenario I will shade this part as well as I will bold this line. I want to make it as bold. அப்படின்னா I have the solution space. This is called as a solution space with the line. This is what the meaning for highlighting that line. In this situation I have solution space since this equation not having the equal part. I will have only the solution space, not that line. Can you get my point? So after this we will see how we will have the solution space for linear inequalities which is having one variable. One variable na 3.2, x greater than or equal to 0, x less than or equal to 0, x greater than 0, x less than 0. These four cases also will come under linear inequalities. Amadana. But what's the difference between the what we discussed above with this na? There we had two variables, but in this inequalities we have only one variable. So what we have done for the previously discussed topic, similarly we are going to do the same. What we have discussed, whatever the scenario, first step will be என்னது ஈக்குவலாக எடுத்துப்போம். ஸோ லெஃப்ட் சைடில் எக்ஸ் இருக்குது, ரைட் சைடில் என்ன இருக்கோ ஈக்குவல்னு we will take. After this I want to graph this linear equation. So x equal to 0, where it will come? Center point. இதுனா 0,0 தானே. I want a line, not point. So what will be the value for y for this scenario? Since there is no y, we can take n number of values for y. So combining these two, what will I get? 0,1, 0,2, 0,3. If I have y in that equation, I can substitute values for y and we will get some value for x, and I will construct a one point and I will plot that point in the graph. But since this equation is having no y's, we can have n number of values for y. It will all gives the value for x as 0. So combining this, what will I get? 0,1, 0,2, 0,3. These points are where will belongs to in this graph. எங்க இருக்கும்? 0,1 will be இங்க, ஆமாதானே? 0,2 will be here, 0,3 will be here, similarly 0, -1, -2, -3 will be here. So our points are in this line. So this line representing the equation. So if I have only one variable in that linear inequality, first step will be like this. Second step will be you can take n number of values for another variable, combine both and you will get some points, plot the points, you can get the line. So this is the line for x equal to 0, but I want x greater than or equal to 0. What will we do? What will be our step 2? In step 2, what we will do? Actually, that is not step 3. In our situation, in step 3 we have to shade the path. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, definitely we will shade. So shade பண்றதுக்கு what we will do? I will take 2 points on the each sides. அப்புறம் substitute in that equation. So if I take this point, this will be -1, 0. If I take this point now, this will be 1 comma 0 va? So I took 2 points. My equation is x greater than or equal to 0. So substitute this minus 1 greater than 0. I can't substitute this value since there is no y. அதே மாதிரி இங்க 1 greater than 0, which is correct, left one or right side. Whether the minus 1 is greater than 0 or 1 is greater than 0. Which one is correct? Minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0 or 1 is greater than 0? 1 is greater than 0. 1 தானே 0 விட பெருசு. அப்போ இதுதானே, இதுதான் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபை பண்ணுது. minus 1 is not greater than 0. Minus 1 is less than 0. Minus 1 சின்னது தானே 0 விட. So this is not satisfying condition, this is contradiction. ஆமாவா? அதனால since this point is satisfying my equation, 1 comma 0 is on the right side of the line. So which part I will shape? Right side or left side? Right side. That's all. Do we need to highlight this line for this question? Why yes? We have equal in this linear inequality. So we will definitely highlight or make it bold that line. Take example 1 in your textbook, that is in the page number 3.4. Example 1, page number 3.4. Do you have any page number? 3.4 now. In that, we now consider the problem of drawing graphs of the following inequalities. In that question, we have 5 inequalities. Amava, we have to draw the graphs for all of this. I will draw the graph for x greater than or equal to 0, x less than or equal to 6, and x plus y less than or equal to 12. Okay ba? You want to draw for rest of these. So first I am going to draw, this is already we have done la. So now I am going to x less than or equal to 6. So I am taking x less than or equal to 6. Our first step will be whatever you have in the left hand side, take equal to and put right hand side. That's all. So whether I will not worry about whether this equation have equal to or not, now only less than or greater than. I will take that linear inequation as linear equation. So now I will draw the graph for this x equal to 6. So what we will do, in general, that equation will have two variables, x plus y or x minus y equal to some number, and I will substitute x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. We will get 2 points and we will substitute those points and we will get a line. But in this situation, whether we are having y, there is no variable as y in this equation. So what will I do now? For y, summa randomly I will take 2 to 3 numbers. For example, 1 2 3, or I can take 0 1 2, or I can take 1 comma minus 1. Anything you want you can take. So combine these two, I can write 6 comma 1, 6 comma 2 and 6 comma 3. Amava. So substitute these points in the graph. 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 6 comma 1, where it will be? In x 6, in y 1, so it will be here, so 6 comma 1. அதே மாதிரி 6 comma 2, 6 comma 3. If you take 6 comma 0 na, it will be here. Connecting these 4 points, I will get the line for which equation? X equal to 6 or x greater than, less than or equal to 6? X equal to 6, not for x less than or equal to 6. As of now, I have the line or I have the graph for x equal to 6 alone, but I want a graph for x less than or equal to 6. For this, as we said before, if we have linear inequalities na, I will have one shaded part. So to find a shaded, to find how or in what side we have to shade na, what we will do, we will take 2 points. What can be 2 points from this side and this side? 0 comma 1 will be here. So definitely this point will comes under left side of that particular line. I want a point on this side, another point. So I took 0 comma 1, that is on B, that is being on a left side for this line. 0 comma, where it will be? 0 comma 8. 0 comma 1 is here. How the 0 comma 8 is 8 can be on the right side of that particular line? 0 comma 8 will be here, somewhere it is, somewhere here it is. 8 comma 0, this is 6 comma 0, this is 7 comma 0, this is 8 comma 0. I can take 8 comma 0, not 0 comma 8. So you should know where the point would be. If you do not know where the point it will be na, you will take 2 points in the same side and you will get a wrong part. You cannot or you cannot have a proper answer for this question. So I took 2 points. What will be the next step? Substitute in the given equation. So if I substitute this 0 comma minus 1 na, I can substitute 0 for x but not 1 for y. 0 comma 6. Here 8 comma 0, I can substitute 8 for x but not for y. Which one is correct? 0 is less than or equal to 6, that is 0 is a small number, 6 is a greater than number. Similarly 8 is less than or equal to 6, which literally means that 8 is a smaller number than 6. Which one is correct? 0 6. Okay, this one is correct. Amadana, in a 0 is a number. So this is correct. Which point satisfy this condition? 0 comma 1 na? So the point that is on the left side of this line satisfying the given equation. So which side I will shade? Left side of that particular line. Do we need to highlight this line? X less than or equal to 6 so we will not stop just by shading the left hand side, and I will also highlight that particular line since the equation having equal part. Do you have any doubts? If you have doubts now, you can ask. Okay, after this we will see how we are going to plot this x plus y less than or equal to 12. Okay, in this we have two variables, and also the first step will be x plus y equal to 2. I will take an equation. So now I want to graph this line at first. For this, since we have two variables, we can use the steps we have discussed before. substitute x equal to 0 and you will get some value, substitute y equal to 0 and you will get one value. So as of now I will get 12 for both of x and y in this two situations. From this I will get 2 points, here 0 comma 12, here 12 comma 0. So simply plotting these points, if we have two variables now, you will substitute x equal to 0 and y equal to 0 and you will get 2 points. So 0 comma 12, if I take 12 here, this will be 12 comma 0. Similarly the 0 comma 12 will be here. So if I connect these 2 points now, this is my line, or this is my graph of the line for x plus y equal to 12. But this is what this is not what we need. We need the graph for x plus y less than or equal to 12. So definitely our graph part will have a shaded region. So I need to shade. So to shade a part, I have to take 2 points from either sides of that particular line. Since this line crosses 12 comma 0, I am going to take 11 comma 0 and I am damn sure about this point will be left side of that particular line. Similarly 13 comma 0 also will be the right hand side of that particular line. So I am taking 2 points 11 comma 0 and 12 comma 0 and I will substitute this in my question. So substitute 11 plus 0 less than or equal to 12, 12 plus 0 less than or equal to 12. So here it will comes like 12, 11, 13, we took 13, yes, we took 13, 13 less than or equal to 12, 11 less than or equal to 12. We know that if I write 11 and 12 and 13 and 12 here, we know that 12 is greater than 11 and also 13 is greater than 12. Here it's giving contradiction. So this point is not satisfying my linear inequality. Here it's look like same. So this point is satisfying my linear inequality. So I will shade the region where this points belongs. So since this points belongs to this side, I will shade this part. Do we need to shade this line also or not? Yes, since we have equal symbol, we will shade this line too. So for this equation, I will shade the region as well as the line. But what if we had like this now? For this question, I will shade only the region, not the line. That's all. Hereafter, we will see the some of the descriptive problems. In that, we are going to use the graphical method to solve the problem. Okay, va? Which method we are going to use? Graphical method. Take page number 3.8. In graphical method, they have given some of the steps. You have to remember all these steps to solve the problem. In 3.8, by using the graphical method to solve the problem, we have these 5 steps, I guess. So what's the first step they have given? Simply formulating the problem. What does this mean? Formulating. Creating an algebraic structure like this. From the given problem, we have to construct these kind of equations. That is the term formulating means. Okay, va? What is the second point? Plotting the capacity constraints on the graph paper. For this purpose, normally 2 terminal points are required. This is done by presuming simultaneously that one of the constraint is 0. When constraint concerns only one factor, then line will have only one origin point and it will run parallel to the other axis. About this point, you can rewrite it as simply graph all the constraints, or simply graph all the equations that you have derived from the descriptive problem with the constraints. In normal scenario, for an example, take example 3. In example 3, they have given like a company produces two products A and B, each of which requires processing in two machines. It has two machines and two products are producing by those machines. The first machine can be used at most for 60 hours. That first machine will work for 60 hours at most. Likewise, the second machine can work at most for 40 hours. They have given the working hours for that particular machines, and the question is like the product A requires 2 hours on a machine 1 and 1 hour on a machine 2. What is the meaning? Like, if you want to produce product A by the machine 1, it will take 2 hours. The same product can be produced by the machine 2 in 1 hour. That is apparently or obviously telling us like the second machine is producing a product A very quick. The product B requires 1 hour on machine 1 and 2 hours on machine 2 means the machine 1 is producing a product B in such a slow manner. So a slow manner, actually B produces B in very quickly. Actually machine 2 is taking more hours than machine 1. So for this problem you have to construct two inequalities. So as you can see in the page number 3.9, they have given two equations. These two linear inequalities has been created with the help of that description of the problem. But here also, if you want to solve this problem now, you can have other constraint also that can be hidden. For this problem, you will have x greater than or equal to 0 and y greater than or equal to 0 as default. They have take x as number of product. Number of product can be a negative one or it will be always a positive one. Positive one dana. So it can be 0 kuda dana. So the number of products can be greater than or equal to 0. So as default for that question, I will take the third constraint as x greater than or equal to 0. Similarly, y is also representing the number of products B, that y also or y should be greater than or equal to 0. So as of the problem, I had two equations, but with the nature of the problem, I am getting two another inequalities. So that another two inequalities will be considered as a constraints. So that is what they have told in that particular second point while solving the graphical method. So you have to draw the linear inequalities as well as the constraints. That is what the second point tells us. The third point is like identifying the feasible region and coordinates of corner points. Mostly it is done by reading the graph, but a point can be identified by solving the simultaneous equations relating to two lines which intersect to form a point on a graph. In third point of that particular method, they have given like, simply we can write it as identifying the feasible region. Okay, for this we will seek about the common region. For now, just write it as here. I will explain what we will do to find a common region. So after finding the feasible region, what we will do now, we will we want to identify the coordinates points, corner points, and also we want to identify the corner points. Okay va? For now, just write like this, and I will explain how we are doing and why we are doing this. I'll explain in the later part. So in graphical method, first step is a formulating. Second step is a graph. We want to graph all the constraints and with the equations. The third step is like to identify the feasible region, and also we want to identify the corner points of that particular feasible region. Fourth step will be testing the corner points, which gives the maximum profit. For this purpose, the coordinate point, the coordinates relating to the corner point should put in the objectives functions, and the optimal point should be ascertained. What we will do for this point now, I am going to write this as testing the corner points. Simply testing the corner points. Why we are testing now? Our solution will be one of, or will be in this corner points. If I have 4 corner points now, our solution will be one of those four corner points. That's why we are testing the corner points, which gives a maximum or minimum value according to the problem. So what is our fourth point? Simply testing the corner point to identify the value or answer. Okay va? In fifth point, for decision making purpose, sometimes it is required to know whether the optimal point leaves some resource unutilized. For this purpose, value of coordinates at the optimal point should be put with the constraints to find out the constraints are not fully used. As of now, skip this fifth point, and I will explain with the example. Okay va? So if I ask you the steps for the graphical method na, as of now you should tell the 4 common points: formulating, graph, identifying the corner points, and testing the corner points to find an answer. That's all about simply the overview about the graphical method. Let me take one question. For an example, we can take example 5. Okay va? In example 5, they have given 2 inequalities or 4 inequalities. They have given 4 inequalities. Okay va? We want to find the common region. So first we have to draw the graphs for that 4 equations. So 5x plus 4x, they have given like 5x1 plus 4x2 greater than or equal to 2. For our convenience, I will take these equations as what I have done, taking x1 and x2 as x and y, since we are solving the problem as this from the beginning. So similarly, I can rewrite the x plus 1 x2 greater than or equal to 3 as x plus y greater than or equal to 3. Similarly, x1 is greater than or equal to 0 na, x is greater than or equal to 0, y x2 is greater than or equal to 0 na, y greater than or equal to 0. Okay va? For our convenience, we have reconstruct the given problem. Okay. For y equal to greater than or equal to 9, so here it will be 9. Okay. And for now, after finding the equations, what will be the next step after formulating? For this problem we are not doing formulating, amava, ena they have given all the inequalities. So for this question we will skip the first step. So after that we have to graph all the problems, all the inequalities. So what we will do? 5x plus 4y greater than or equal to 9. I will take 5x plus 4y equal to 9 to draw a line first. So in this I will substitute x equal to 0 and I will get 4y equal to 9. From this y equal to 9 by 4, which is approximately 2.25, which is exactly equal to 2.25. Similarly, I am going to put y equal to 0 and I will get 5x equal to 9. This will yield us 9 by 5. From this I will get the value as 1.6 8 varum. So somewhere 1.8. So it will be 1.8. Okay va? I want to plot these 2 points. So this point is like 0 comma 2.25. This point is like 1.8 comma 0. So if I 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 na 0 comma 2.25 will be somewhere here 0 2.25 in y. Similarly 1.8 comma 0 will be somewhere here between 1 and 2 and almost near to 2. So if I connect these 2 points now, I will get the line for 5x plus 4y equal to 9 only, not for greater than or equal to 9. So in which side we have to shade? Below that line or above the line? I want to confirm. So I will take 2 points. So in this side I will take 0 comma 0. It's very easy to calculate. In the book I will take 3 comma 0, right side of that line. So if I take 0 comma 0 and 3 comma 0 na, what will be the value for this? 0 comma 0 na, I will put 0 and 0 and it will become 0 in the left hand side. So 0 is greater than 9. This is wrong. 0 is less than 9. Similarly, if I take 3 comma 0 na, 5 into 3 15 greater than 9. This is right. So 3 comma 0 is the point that is satisfying my condition or my inequality. So I will shade the region where that 3 comma 0 belongs. So for that, for as of now I had plot this inequality alone and I will have this region as a solution space with that particular line. And the line is shade agundana. Idhe mari I want to plot the second line, x plus y equal to greater than or equal to 3. So second equation is x plus y greater than or equal to 3. As the first step I will take as x plus y equal to 3. And to plot this line I will take x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. I will get y equal to 3 and x equal to 3. From this I will get 2 points. So with these 2 points I can draw this point and this x plus y equal to 3. So 0 comma 3 will be here. 0 comma 3 will be here. Adhe mari 3 comma 0 will be here. So how my line looks like? I will connect these two. It will go like this. So here also, since this x plus y equal to 0 or this equation has greater than or equal to, I want to shade some region. So I want to take 2 points on each sides of that particular line. So I am going to take 2 comma 0 4 comma 0 simply. So if I take 2 comma 0 and 4 comma 0, 2 comma 0 means 2 is greater than or equal to 3, 4 comma 0 is 4 is greater than or equal to 3. Which one is correct? 4 is greater than 3. This is wrong. Since 4 comma 0 is the satisfying point for that particular inequality, I will shade that particular side. So 4 comma 0 வந்து இந்த பக்கம் இருக்கனால I will shade this part. ஆமாவா? And I will shade this line too. So as of now I am having one particular line here and I am having the second line here. What is the common region for these both lines? For green and red, they are having intersection in this particular part. So இதுதான common region இருக்கும். So as of now this is a common region for this particular two lines, and I want to create or plot these two graphs also, x greater than or equal to 0, where it can be x greater than or equal to 0. Third one, if x equal to 0 na, where it will be here. This is the line x equal to 0 and I want to consider x greater than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 0 na, if I put 1 comma 0 minus 1 comma 0, which one will satisfy? This one. So for this I will have the region right hand side. So if you shade this in this particular graph, and this will be the here I have shaded, this will be the x equal to 0, and if I want to shade this as the x greater than or equal to 0. As of now, what is the common region for these three lines? The same only. But here it is not common for 3. Only common for 2 only common for 1 actually, only common for 2. But I want the 3 common regions, common region for those 3 lines. So as of now it will come here only. So green part is also will be here. So as of now we don't want these regions. Okay va? இதுக்கப்புறம் I will shade that y greater than or equal to 0. It will comes here. Y equal to 0 will be this line. Okay va? This will be y equal to 0. Y greater than 0 na, it will satisfy the above the region, above the line, and I will shade all these, but to only consider the common region I will shade here itself. As of now this is not a common region below the x axis. So இதெல்லாம் நான் erase பண்ணிட்டேன் அப்படின்னா the common region will be here, and for the red also here, and for the gray only here, and for the yellow the region will be on that particular that line. So our common region will be for this 4 equation இது மட்டும்தான் will looks like here I will have one line, and here I will have one line, and here also I will have one line, and here also I will have one line. ஆமாவா? நாலுத்துக்கு காமன் பார்ட் எங்கே இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா here it is. That is what we are trying to find. That's all. We want to graph all the equation in a single graph. For practicing purpose, you want to graph individually. In the end, you can share the common region. As of now, this is how we will find the common region for 4 inequalities. And you can see that you can take the example where take example 8. If you see that example now, there also we have 5 inequalities. For those 5 inequalities, we have one common region. Amava. So what's the difference between that example 8 and example 6 are what we have done? Example 5. The difference between example 8, kindly note this, the difference between example 8 and example 5 is what we have done. Example 5. In that example 5, we are not having the bounded part, bounded region, bounded common region. We have common region for all 4 of those, but we have only unbounded common region. There is no bound in the upper side. If you kindly look into it now, in that below part, the x is restricting that common region. In that left side part, y is restricting the common region. Here this line is restricting the common region, but in the above side there is no lines are restricting the common region. Amava. So we will call this region as unbounded common region. But in the example 8, if you keenly watch it now, there is a graph like somewhat like this. Somewhat like this. Okay, va? Here, if you look into this now, this region is bounded by 3 lines. So this region will be called as an bounded common region. Fourth line is x-axis. So that x-axis is restricting the fourth side. So definitely we will have at least 4 sides to bound the region. In some cases, like in this cases, if it is the common region, x is restricting and y is restricting, and this one particular line is restricting the common region. So at least we want 3 lines to bound the region. That's all. So now you can, I think you can understand the third point. We want to identify the feasible region we gave. The meaning is we want to find the common region. How it should be? Bounded for most of the cases. So we should find the common region, and that should be bounded. After this, what we will do? Identifying the corner points. So for this point, we will take that particular example, one particular example. Take example 8. Okay, va? In example 8, we have 5 linear inequalities: 5x plus 4y, 5x plus y, and 3x plus 5y with some constraints, and x greater than or equal to 0 and y greater than or equal to 0. After finding the graph and after finding the common region for all of the inequalities, you will get that particular common region. From that, I am going to explain how we will take the common points and how we will test the common points. So there we have 4 corners: A, B, C and D. So in A, B, C, D and R are A, B, C and D are corner points. So what's the point of A? What's the coordinate of A? In example 8, A point is on the x-axis, that is exactly cutting the x-axis. So at 8 actually. So the point would be 8 comma 0. We want to check this first. If it is the correct point now, if I substitute that 8 comma 0 in 5x plus y, why I am substituting in this point in this line particularly? Huh? I am checking whether this point is on that line. அதனால நான் substitute பண்ணி பார்க்குறேன். So if I substitute now, it is satisfying. So I'm down. I can tell that 8 comma 0 can be or not can be exactly the 8 comma 0. So இதுக்கப்புறம் what should be or what is the coordinate of B? What line actually passing through B? What line is actually passing through B? Which line? 5x plus y equal to 40 or 5x plus 4y equal to 100 or 3x plus 5y equal to 75? Since 5x plus 4y equal to 100, this line is passing through B, I can get the value of coordinates of B by substituting some values. I know that that B is on this line and B is on the x-axis. So if any point on the x-axis now, I can say the value of y will be 0. So if I substitute y is equal to 0 in this point, I will get 20. So can you get my point how I am finding the coordinate of B? If you want to find the coordinates of some points, you want to find which line is passing through that particular point, and if that particular point is on the axis now, you can easily find the coordinate of that particular points. So since A and B are passing through two lines and also those two lines are intersecting the x-axis, I can easily take that coordinate as y, 0 as y, and I can find the x coordinates by substituting the value of y in that line which is passing through that point. So this is how I will get x equal to 8 and 8 comma 0, and this is how I will get 20 comma 0. Similarly, I want to find C and D. How we can find intersecting points? That C is an intersection point of 3x plus 5y (75) and 5x plus 4y equal to 100. From this, how we can find the value of x and y? No. Have you seen this system before anywhere? Simply, they are simultaneous linear equation. So we can solve this by either in elimination method or substitution method or cross multiplication method. We have seen this method in previous classes. So you can solve this either by cross multiplication and method or any method you want. So simple step is you have to use the previous lessons or previous chapter to find the answer for x and y. If you solve this now, you will get the coordinate of x and y. So you will get the coordinates for C. Similarly, to find the coordinates of D, you have to solve two questions, that 5x plus y equal to 40 and 3x plus 5 y equal to 75. If you solve those two equations now, you will get the coordinates of t. This is how you will find the coordinates of a, b, c, d. Okay va? So what is our conclusion? Our fourth step is to find the corner points, but to find that, if that corner points on the axis na, we can find very easily, but if the corner points are the intersection points na, we need to use, or we need to solve the linear equation to get the coordinates, that is x and y, for that particular point. So this is how we will identify the corner points.